And Happy New Year. It's pretty amazing to see the amount of investigators that come out in a season when you put it all together like that.
That was so many
Um,
people.
that's a 3 minute collage of 1 second photographs.
That's
It's
crazy.
I think we hit about 1,000 this year, and it was a shortened season too. Just we didn't get started until was it like July, the end of July?
That's right. And we cut it short.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
end of July. It was a shortened season.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to come out and investigate these sites, which is amazing. And just so much footage and just going through the review groups. Just a few people that actually take the time to review and the stuff they're capturing. I can't imagine what hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of investigative footage actually has in them that we're missing out on because we just don't have the manpower to go through all these hours of footage. So we do have a few clips tonight, and I think it'd be cool if we kind of just run through the sites that we were at and share our thoughts about them. And we'll announce that draw we're going to do
Oh yeah.
to equip a new team, let's say. So we got lots of people watching now. So our first site was the Sir John Johnson Manor House, one of the oldest manors in Ontario. And this event was a long time coming. It was supposed to be for the 2020 season, and then of course we had the COVID pandemic. We had to put that off. A very interesting site, and the site of the Peekaboo Ghost, which we've showcased quite a few times on our live feeds. It was the first time that people came out and experienced it for themselves. Now, I'm always outside doing the presentations, and Eric, Aaron, and Corey, you guys were inside kind of seeing what was going on in the house. So I got some clips, but what were your thoughts on the investigators during the
I
Sir
don't
John Johnson house?
I don't think it disappointed at all. I think it was lots of activity. I think
And
it's
nobody,
exactly what we expected.
nobody
Yeah.
wanted to do the solos.
Well, we had a few brave souls that did the solos, and so I think we got some pretty good stuff out of those solos, um, as well. I think we had a lot of interaction with some of the devices that we don't necessarily always have interaction with. The Ovilus, got some pretty cool things that weekend.
The kissing tree. The kissing
The
tree
kissing
story.
tree, yeah, yeah.
Does anybody recall that story? I don't know.
That's where I was. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm trying to remember that story. So the gentleman was outside with his date. I don't want to say wife or girlfriend. I'm unsure. And they were at the tree and they
Oh
kissed
yeah,
at
that's
the
right.
tree.
Yeah.
And they were inside investigating. And I don't know if they had a question, which kind of,
But
brought
it
on the
said
response.
kiss and then tree.
That
Yeah,
was on the Ovilus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was totally amazed by that. That he got kissing tree when just before investigating, he was kissing his wife or girlfriend at the big tree. Was it the big massive tree in the back? I
The
don't
big,
know.
the
It
big
was.
oak, the big
I
oak.
remember that.
Yeah,
I think that's the only tree worth kissing under, really,
yeah.
on the property. But yeah, the Ovilus for what it is, and I'm going to show some Ovilus stuff here tonight. I'm personally very skeptical of it because it's reading, environmental data and it's spitting out randomized words nonstop. But then these words can all of a sudden start to associate with what's happening in a room or to questions, and we
To
see this from
people.
time to time.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
But I don't have that clip because the gentleman did not tag or review the video, so we could find it. The Peekaboo Ghost, nothing really came up that had anything to do with Peekaboo, even though a lot of investigators were trying to get the Peekaboo Ghost to come out.
Still might have been the same voice.
But maybe it wasn't captured, and it is on the video cameras.
Yeah,
it is on the
could be.
footage and the audio.
There was a lot going on upstairs.
Well,
Yeah,
upstairs,
absolutely. Yeah. Like people
Yeah.
were when you have people that were drawn to just sit at the top of the stairs and look through a piece of glass because there was so much stuff going on at the space they can't see, there's something going on over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. It was wild that day.
And not only the weekend we had the investigators, but remember we did the investigation before that where we were live, and it was just our team in there, We got quite a bit of stuff that night.
And still stuff for us to review, and
Yeah.
I really wanted to review that footage as well,
Yeah.
and all the live footage. That was a fun fundraiser live.
That was, yeah.
Well, the cowboy in slacks didn't show up for anybody, and Eric was supposed to sleep over during that event weekend upstairs, but because
What
of
happened?
the bats,
Oh,
yeah.
there were bats flying around, but it didn't
Yeah.
phase the people from doing their solos. We did post a video of the first night, I believe, Friday, people doing their solos on the second floor, which is you can just pretty much sit at the top of the stairs because it hasn't been renovated yet and it's unsafe. So we put a chair and you sat in the dark and you looked out into, it's like a horror movie scene pretty much.
Absolutely.
Up there, you got the old wallpaper that's probably from the 1930s or 1920s.
If not older.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you got the original floorboards, and I think there's like a claw bathtub at the very end of the hall.
The
really
cabinets
creepy
that open
bathroom.
on their own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Freak. Like everything about that upstairs is
Those
haunted
little
movie horror.
closets with the the little.
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
The like
Yeah.
Entire
newspaper.
upstairs.
What was
Oh,
that
do you-
newspaper? Where's that newspaper from? Like
Yeah,
Like
do you
19
remember the scratch? Well, actually, that was the Mark Jade one where he asked us to check the back of the door,
Oh,
and
and
there
we-
were scratches.
oh
on it.
yeah, that's
And we-
right.
Yeah, because it used to be
The
part of an
walkthrough.
orphanage. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, the two closets in the back
Yeah.
there. Yeah, where I ended up chilling at the end of that
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
And we didn't tell people about that. We should have told people about that when we sat them there. You see that closet right there? Well, there's scratch marks on the inside and a lock on the outside. And supposedly this
Yeah.
used to be an orphanage.
See, I did a solo because I came back. I helped you guys out Friday night, and I came back on the Sunday and investigated.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I did
you-
a solo, and it was still daylight when I did my solo, and that entire
Yeah.
space was just. So I got Corey's name a whole bunch of times on the Legba.
On the ladybug?
But that back room there where I laid in that closet or sat in that closet there where I like disappeared for like 5 minutes. The strange thing about that was there was thousands and thousands of ladybugs, but they were all pushed aside to the sides of the wall. Like something had been in that closet the same way I had. Because me, you know how I wouldn't have pushed all those ladybugs out of the way.
No.
They were already moved to the two sides of the walls. So it's like something was already going in there and moving back and forth.
Yeah, those creepy closets.
Yeah.
I can't believe you went in there. When I was like monitoring the live for that fundraiser, I was worried about you. And everybody else watching the live was worried. They're like, what's wrong with Eric?
Well, something was going to happen. It was going to be in there, right? We just did
We
it
just-
with Mark Jade saying there was something in that space. We finally knew there was something, right? So
And you just
Yeah.
went into the hole and just
Yeah.
kind of disappeared inside. Creepy. All right. Well, let's take a look at what I have for the clips for the Sir John Johnson Manor House. I think only one person actually did a review, and that was Kaylee, which was the 7 p.m. team on the 31st, July 31st. Now, she thinks that she captured a shadow person. Looking at the clip, there's definitely something there in the corner. I can't say for sure. She's doing a solo at this time. It kind of looks like a black shadow peeping over and looking at her. And in a later clip, you see in that same area, and there's nothing there. So I don't know what it is, but maybe you guys will have some ideas.
She's on her.
Oh, okay. Can she hear us?
Yeah, well, she saw you in there.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, you might have to
Oh,
back
so
it
Bella
up.
saw us. Okay.
Yeah. She's been asking for the last hour. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's at home. She was too afraid to come.
Hi, Bella. Hi, Bella.
So what does it mean when that turns blue? Because
This one?
yeah, we've seen it turn blue.
This one here?
Yes, the
This
ones-
little light beside it is turning blue.
It should not turn. There's a purple one.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
there's a
maybe-
blue one, yeah. And see, that's EMF. That's like I have to get that close to turn.
Yeah,
That's
so it
what
was
went.
going off.
Oh, this was
Yes,
going off?
that was
That's-
going
That's
on.
the cat ball. That's totally has to be moved. Like I have to stop.
Well, it was just moving, or it went blue for us.
We were all sitting.
Yeah.
So
That,
are
see,
you
I
saying
have,
something
to
touched
do.
it?
I have to do that to make that go. Yeah.
Yeah, and these rods are going all over the place for me now.
Yeah, you're getting some.
Yes.
So
So
you have
he's
a
ready to
spirit box
talk.
there. Did I see that
Yes,
you couldn't turn
yes.
it on?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not sure. Yeah,
Okay.
Just because I can see. So
Yeah.
this is a question for my dad. Size? Is Clifford McDonald here with me today? I sang yesterday for you. Yesterday for you. Video? Yes, I'm taking a video. Would you like to do something to show the video? Video down? You want me to stop the video? Video down. Loving. Loving Dawn. Is there a Dawn? Is your name Dawn? Is your name Dawn? Glance.
I forgot to mention the clapping. Like that's pretty weird by yourself, and those claps sounded like right there in the camera.
That shadow gave me goosebumps, man.
Did
I
you
don't know
see
if it
it?
was like that sound you put into it there, but
I
there
didn't
was
put into
something.
it. That's just a slow motion sound.
oh,
I didn't
good.
put anything in. I don't know. It was just this black thing coming right out of the corner of the room. That looked
Now
like
there's a
yeah, it's like
mantle.
it's creeping.
There's a mantle there.
Would that give
no,
off
there
that
is no
shadow?
mantle there. It's a straight wall corner. Like the mantle is like out of shot.
beside it would be beside
Yeah, it
them,
would
but
be
I was
on
just
the-
wondering, yeah,
And there's a head on that shadow. It's
yeah.
not a mantle.
And the density changed.
Yeah.
It got darker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it changed. It
Wonder
changed
why.
completely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the only explanation I could think of was that
There
anything
must
that
be something.
the only
there.
thing that could cast a shadow would be that mantle, and like I said, it was probably directly beside them.
Yeah. See how the person says looks elderly? I was gonna say that too. It's like they're almost like their backs over, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean the place has gone through renovations, and it looks like it's coming through the walls. So is that maybe one big open space at one point? I don't know. It's the only explanation I have for it is that in
that
front
wasn't part of the original house, right?
it's a wing that was added later on, so
Yeah.
not like 1790s.
The
But
clapping's strange though.
the clapping is bizarre. That's right there.
Like that's
And-
right there in the same
And she
room
didn't
as that
comment
person.
on it in the video, but she tagged it saying there's 2 claps, and that sounds like a very clear like.
Yeah.
Yeah, either a clap or somebody.
Now,
Snap.
if you do that,
Something.
Elliot, though, that sounds like a flashlight. If you
Did
do
a light
that,
turn on?
So if
Did a
it's
light-
more at a distance,
yeah,
it sounds
don't
more
know, man.
clapping.
Yeah,
That's not a light switch though. That's
no,
clapping.
no, I'm just
No.
saying that like it's, yeah,
I don't know.
strange.
I mean, maybe if we reviewed the rest of the video, maybe we catch something.
maybe
something
other
more
teams
to-
got the same thing in that room too.
Yeah, I mean, I did look through other, like, 'cause she was in that area for a while, and I couldn't spot it again while she was panning around and kind of walking around alone. I couldn't catch that shadow in the corner again, because I was thinking that it was maybe in the corner we had the live cam and the IR light.
Right.
Maybe that was
Mhm.
illuminating her shadow into that corner because it was right in that angle. But then later, when she's in the same spot panning, it's gone. It's not there anymore.
Hmm.
But the light with the angle would have had to be lower than her to make the shadow taller.
Well, yeah, and her whole body would have been there, not just a shoulder and like a
Right.
head looking.
Yeah. It would
Yeah, it
have.
was pretty
I'm not
cool.
sure. Yeah, it's a pretty cool anomaly for the Sir John Johnson Manor House. And I guess the cat balls were going off quite a bit there. during
Well, you
that
see,
weekend.
he's
Yeah,
even
I'm-
jumping beside it and nothing's going off. And as
I'm
he's
really
doing an
shocked we
explanation,
didn't get
it's
more
going-
people review that. The people were so excited about that one.
About reviewing, and we're not judging anybody for it, but it's painstaking. It's long.
Oh,
it's
it
long.
is. Yeah.
It's grueling, and it's like it's fun to investigate. It's fun to film and try to talk to spirits, but reviewing it is, it's fun to watch your video, but to really analyze
Oh, did we
every
lose him?
detail of the footage,
There we
it's definitely a lot of work. And I know a lot of teams have issues with members not doing. Did you lose me?
Just for a
No,
second, but you're good now.
You froze for a second. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good now.
Damn Wi-Fi.
The Friday night too, a lot of people had hits on the K2, like sitting in a chair, and we're getting intelligent responses, asking questions of somebody theoretically sitting in the chair. I remember that from the Friday, like a ton of K2 hits. Like I haven't seen that many K2.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
was a lot of K2 there.
And everything was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing that could have powered anything.
It was in that back bedroom.
I mean,
the
it's
back
definitely.
bedroom.
That's that
That's
same.
insane.
That's that
Yeah.
same.
Oh yeah,
room.
yeah.
Remember that? That's the place that Eric. You remember when you and I think it was the end of the second last night. We thought we heard Corey like right up in our ears when we were walking through the back of the house.
Yeah. No, there's
Yeah.
And then-
definitely.
And we start yelling out for Corey.
Yeah.
I was
He
at the
like-
other. I was at the other end of the house.
Yeah, he was like the
Yeah.
furthest possible, and this voice was just so loud. It gave me the chills that
I-
night.
I have
and
like
then-
an attachment to that place. I don't know what it is. Like that's
Mhm.
one of my favorite places.
I got
Sir
your
John
name
Johnson.
3 times on the Legba
Yeah.
upstairs. So something,
well,
there's something in there.
We'll definitely have to talk to Brent and maybe do another investigation there as a team, and
Absolutely.
maybe put it in the schedule for next year. I think it worked out fairly well.
Mhm.
The event there, everybody enjoyed it, so maybe we'll put that in the 2022 season. I guess we won't talk about the snoring and me in my underwear story. I guess we'll have to leave that one out.
But you just said it, so it's like out there.
But there's no content, so we can just leave it as a mystery.
There you go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, Patrick saw a ghost in the window. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, that's
He-
right.
Wait, I
Yeah,
remember that.
Yeah.
And he hasn't sent me
Oh,
the picture yet. I asked him to send me the
in the-
picture
in the
so I can
kitchen.
blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Patrick had a few things happen all year, didn't he?
Yeah.
There was a few things that happened this year.
hmm
I remember because I think I was the only one in the house at the time and I wasn't in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
the
that's right.
figure is behind the fridge, and nobody can
Mhm.
sit there. So it's
No,
like
I
the fridge
definitely
was never
wasn't
there,
there.
and there's somebody there.
There was time spent trying to debunk it, and there was no way.
No, we definitely love to see that picture. So Cheryl, if you can get him to send it to us, we definitely love to take another look at it.
Yeah.
So we gotta move on because we of course can't be here all night. It is a weeknight and a work night. So the next site we were at after the Sir John Johnson Manor House, we stopped at L'Oreal Jail. And L'Oreal, we have been working with them since 2018. And we always have a lot of fun going there. It's one of my favorite jails. And I think it's because of Petite Ruth, but it's also the jail where I'm the most uncomfortable being alone in. And I know Eric knows this. In the years, he'll show up and I'll be outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be outside and I'm like, no, I've had enough of that energy in there because I try to get a head start on some setting up. And
All the texts.
I don't know. It's like, and when Corey and I, crash on the floor there just to get like 2 hours sleep before driving home, waiting for the sun to come up, I actually get the feeling that something wants to murder me. I just and Corey shared the same feeling. It's like there's something standing over us, like just
Yeah.
really, wanting to, hurt us. And it's not Petite Ruth. It's not some of the other spirits. They're great. I think it is, Frederick Mann. My feeling is Frederick Mann, and possibly Clement Guyette. Those two.
Yeah, I keep opening my eyes, looking out that door, expecting to see somebody there. Every time I open my eyes, it was
People who
freaky.
have done some pretty gruesome stuff have
Yeah,
been there. You know what I mean? Have lost their lives there. So it's like,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, and Corey, remember the door was wide open. And
Oh
we
yeah,
couldn't
that
next
was
explain
morning-
that was
Yeah.
freaky.
Morning.
Yeah, door
You
wide
guys are
open out
crazy.
to go outside. Yeah, And that was locked. Like that's a bolt lock. Like that's not like a latch came. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of unexplained things happen there.
I can only imagine the stuff that's happening
When
we're
you're
like
not there.
running this stuff, like you're running these events, and I think of how many times like I go outside and go and get another group and just walk down the hall not thinking anything. But if we pay attention to it, I bet you if we like look at that footage.
But how many times are we doing something when we go, we notice something but
Yeah.
you're too focused on doing it.
You got to
Like-
keep
like-
going. You just assume it's like Elliot, but it's not.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think that they stalk us.
Yeah.
They follow us around. I mean, it's just Corey, like at Cornwall Jail. You saw the same
That's-
shadow entity I saw years apart.
Yeah.
In the same general area. I think they're just kind of watching us. Like, what the hell are they doing?
These people are crazy.
Yeah, what are all
Yeah.
these people doing?
It's like,
Yeah.
All right, so I got some videos for L'Oreal Jail that I took from the review group. So we're just kind of sharing, because not many people do, but we have some footage of. So this would be in August, the August 7th. So here, this is reviewed by Crystal, August 7th at L'Oreal Jail, the 11 p.m. team.
Ok, j'en ai celle-là de l'autre côté, vous avez encore la balle dedans?
Oui.
Plus la face
Ok,
de
la
la balle.
basinette à bouche. La basinette à bouche. La basinette à bouche.
How old are you?
Ouais, lâché.
Je pense à cause que vous partez. Est-ce que t'es contente qu'il parte, petite Ruth? Si oui. Mais check mes bras. Si oui, touche la balle.
Do you want the men to leave, Ruth? We'll leave. If you turn on that ball, we'll leave. We'll leave. If you turn on that ball, we'll leave.
Là, il shake en tabarnak.
Petite Ruth, je te sens. J'ai les poils.
music.
Holy shit. Check ça, parce que moi j'ai pas de poils. Check ça. Touche, regarde mon poil de bras. C'est le même sur mes jambes. Whew. I think you need to leave.
Tu peux-tu faire allumer la balle? Si t'allumes la balle, on s'en va. On t'achale plus.
Les hommes vont partir.
Tu peux-tu faire allumer la balle? Si t'allumes la balle, on s'en va. On t'achale plus.
Les hommes vont partir.
Moi aussi, j'ai aimé sa baisse.
La petite Ruth, si vous voulez que les hommes y partent, est-ce que vous pouvez vous rapprocher de la pédule qui vient juste d'être installée dans la basinette? Dans la basinette.
Tu viens de recommencer à shaker.
Oui. Elle essaye, mais je pense qu'elle n'est pas capable.
Ok, on va vous laisser 2 petites minutes.
OK.
That bassinet, eh? Just
Yeah.
always rocking, just,
Doesn't
randomly for
disappoint.
people.
And to put
Yeah.
context into that, like that's a concrete floor.
Yeah.
So it's not like floorboards moving or anything.
And the bassinet itself is a heavy cast
It's
iron
cast iron,
bassinet.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not just like something that's going to be blown with the wind.
And it's not oiled either.
No.
No, it's
And that
not
just
oiled.
happened to be there the day we started going to Arignal and has been with us ever since. Like, that thing's amazing. It came from a church, right?
No, I looked into it because there was a TV show that emailed us about haunted objects. So I said, well, it's kind of rare to come through that. This is the only one I really know of that I could say is like has something attached to it. So it was an older woman from the community who donated it, and really we don't know anything about the history. And it was at the same time they brought in all of those church relics, so that is why we're kind of confused, thinking it came with the church relics. Because in the death row cell right beside the bassinet is a bunch of religious artifacts, which could also add to the activity up there.
So is Arignal saving this because it's something they're keeping as an artifact, or it's something that they're keeping to
I think
sell
it was
to us?
donated. I think it was donated for some sort of antique sale that they had years ago that they just
Okay.
that they just haven't sold, and it just became part of death row, I guess.
Well, we will
over the
purchase
years.
it. If,
Well, we can always
yeah.
talk to the president and be like, "Hey, we're interested in this."
like that is something we could bring to other locations and like see if it'll get the same effect, right?
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, we have a question about Petite Ruth here, and I think
Asking
Corey,
why she's always hanging out on death row.
because she's the angel of the jail. That's why.
Yeah.
Petite Ruth was the warden's daughter, and she followed her father, Felix Millet, all over the jail and talked to the prisoners and really enjoyed it. She sang and skipped. And today she kind of looks after all the prisoners that are still there. That's kind of the story that goes with Petite Ruth. And we have seen her. Eric has seen her. I've seen her in the bathroom, which I call the haunted bathroom, which is part of the warden's residence. And there wasn't plumbing back then. So maybe it was a room. Who knows?
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure I've seen her when we were in the female cell on the other side in that hallway that goes between, to the from the warden's residence
To the
out to the
bathroom.
main to
Yeah,
the
the
well
bathroom.
the other way though,
Going to where the old kitchen,
going to where the old from the old kitchen really
to the old living room,
to the
Oh.
to the
yeah,
Yeah,
where
I mean,
the files
she's,
are now, the archive
she-
space.
she's a tiny little black shadow. That's kind of how
Yeah.
she's seen. And we have footage, and we've shown her many, many times on the lives, but we're going to focus on our review footage for this one. I could always switch back and show her, but L'Oreal Jail, the oldest jail in Ontario, has had 5 executions, brutal murders committed here, a lot of sad stories and suicides, but it's a wonderful jail. And because of Petite Ruth, it is a great place to investigate. And unless you're in death row, it's really not all that heavy. Death row is heavy as hell. A lot of people go up there and their first reaction is no. They have a hard time breathing and they just leave.
Even setting up the first year, it was hard to stay up there by yourselves.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So I got one more that was reviewed for that, and we'll play it now. And this is Kelly Ann, the 8 p.m. on August 6th. And they were the ones that sang, which I brought up before.
Oh yeah.
I didn't make out what that name was. Can you tell us your name again?
Is it frozen? Or is it just me?
I think it might be because you're attempting this new side thing that it's causing the main picture to freeze.
He's kind of freezing too though.
Is he frozen? No, I think he's just staring blankly into the screen.
True. The truth. We all have that look once in a while.
That's it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so I think what happened is that I got taped because of the Wi-Fi capabilities. I have to take our profiles off before I share the video
Yeah.
because it was just too much on screen. So that's what I'll do now.
So, okay, I'm going to try to talk with you using the spirit box. So if there's anyone here with us, can you please tell us your name? I didn't make out what that name was. Can you tell us your name again? I didn't make out what it was, but there's definitely a response of some sort. Is there something that you need help with? Oh, sorry, I was supposed to turn it off. Is there something that you need help with? Is there something that you would like to talk to us about? It sounded like a hi, but like you said, if it's something off of a radio station, it will sound that way. It sounded like a hi, but like you said, if it's something off of a radio station, it will sound that way. Is there anyone else here, or is it just Nick? Does that say Anne? Isn't Anne Lett her name? That says Anne, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anne, are you here with us? I hear you like to play peekaboo games. Are you a man? Are you a man? Are you a man? Can you tell us who's with us now? Give me your name. Can you repeat that, please? What did you just heard something? Like a beep beep beep? Yeah, probably from over there again.
All right, let's get everybody back up. So that's how we'll have to do it for these extra long ones. Was Anne following them around? Now, Anne Lett has been experienced a lot at the old jail. Now, her name, who reviewed this, was Kelly Ann. So maybe the Anns were for her. I thought the gods was very interesting.
The God was
time.
cool because that's like the same voice for sure on two different stations because it's so like the distance between each other.
Yeah, I mean, and then maybe she cut it off too soon. Maybe
yeah, because I was going to
there's
say she cut it off right at like it right is almost like they could have been another word there.
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
could have. And Annette was a lunatic who thought the world was going in. She was God fearing, so maybe
Yeah.
this is
God
all
is
part
near,
of
that
her.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's all part of her theme. Now Annette did take her own life at the old jail in the 19th century, and she used a string to do it. She is the kind of like the peeking ghost in the long hallway of the old part of the jail, which many people have experienced her kind of looking over from the warden's holding cell, kind of peeking. And
That happened a lot this summer.
yeah, and years before, and I never really brought it up, and it just seems to be happening more and more. So
Yeah.
maybe she's becoming more and more curious.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very interesting review from Kelly Ann from L'Oreal Jail. So we're going to take this one down. So where did we go after L'Oreal Jail? Was it Lost Villages or was it Martintown?
I think
It was
Lost
Lost
Villages.
Villages.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think I have anything for Lost Villages because I didn't see any reviewed comments. But, you know, guys, if you're looking for your footage, a lot of people don't really know where to go, even though we say the presentation, go to our groups, look for the site name, join the group, and your footage will be posted there. But then again, the reviewing is just an optional part of the event. You don't have to go and look at your footage and review and analyze every little bit of it. It's for your own experiences to come out and to investigate a haunted location for yourself. But we enjoy seeing when people do take the time to review, and many do. I know Aaron does.
I do.
And
I love it.
Elaine
Yeah, Elaine
reviews
does too.
everything.
Yeah. Especially during the live feeds.
Yeah.
I feel like the next location, Martintown, wasn't that like insane this year? Like it was wild.
And I missed it this year. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Eric, was it just me and you, Eric?
I think
so.
we
It was
ran that
small.
way. It was just us. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just us.
Because it was a challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was a challenge event, so you just kind of
Well,
went
no,
in.
there was. Oh man, yeah, that was just you and
Yeah.
I.
It was just Eric and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do have one from Martintown, so somebody did review. So
Let's check it out.
let's see where I have it. I don't know if I have it in this
Natasha
list.
says sorry she was late. I think a lot of people were late. Remember, it was like they would get off at the wrong exit or something, and it would take them an extra 30 minutes to get to Martintown.
Wasn't it the exit was shut down? No, that was for Cornwall.
Yeah,
Remember
no.
for
This
Cornwall,
one
yeah,
was it was just a GPS thing. It would take you to the wrong exit or something. I think. But yeah, at
Anyway,
least 3 people were late.
It worked out. I mean, I was able to rush that presentation into half an hour to 5 minutes if I had to.
We won't talk about Lost Villages.
Oh yeah. Friggin'
All right.
records for sure.
Well, I mean, because Lost Village, when you still talk about it, I mean, there was a lot of activity. A lot of people.
It was fun this year. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something I want to go and look at. I want to look at the footage. I want to do a bit of reviewing myself, and I'm always hopeful people will hop on and kind of time tag things for me to go and check out, and for us to go and check out when they do so. But
I
who
want to
knows?
do a team investigation there.
Yeah, we can definitely work.
That's
that.
what I would like to do. That'd be a good place.
I mean, it's more the Masons building. That's more. I don't know. The cabin. I think the cabin's very.
The last house. Which one's the last house?
The Masons.
The Masons Lodge.
Yeah, that house, man. There's something in that house in the basement.
You think it's the basement? I think
There's something in the basement of that house.
I think there's something in there. There's so much stuff in there that could be, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of old buildings.
There was somebody that ran out.
We found a couple of groups outside of the church before the end of their time.
Yeah.
Is this we sure we're sorry?
Probably.
Oh, it's that
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It happens. Yeah, I mean, there's also the story of the little girl on the property too. And just the land itself, going back to the War of 1812. I mean, it's very old, historic. It's not far from Chrysler's Farm. Who knows?
Oh yeah, Sylvia did have a bunch of activity in the schoolhouse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, there was some stuff. There was some stuff in every building this time, from what I remember.
Well, I know that Sylvia, like, to speak specifically of them, they had activity like the whole night. So maybe something was following with them.
And I think Sylvia was by herself, just her and her son,
That's right.
which probably brought some good energy.
The rest of their group came the next weekend at a different location.
Yeah, Lost Villages, and this is the second year now we've been doing it there.
It's a great location.
2 years. Yeah.
It's got a good flow.
All right, so Martintown Mill, the story of Jacob. Is Jacob a ghost there? The community seems to believe it.
I don't know.
I have not seen any evidence to suggest that there is a Jacob there, but there's definitely plenty of experiences that people are having that something is there. I don't know. I think that when we investigated, I think Corey had the strongest experience. Eric and I outside with the footsteps and the rocks and the little girl crying
The girl
from the
voice.
river.
Yeah, that was pretty strong. That wasn't just
Me, it's the
know.
basement again for that place. The basement, and then the complete opposite, the attic. The two main spots at Martintown.
the attic
Very
there
comfortable.
is so creepy.
It's creepy, but I don't get the creeps up there. Then I'm always afraid of falling through the floor, so I don't really spend time up
So
there.
you're worried about a different kind of creep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that G, I think he said that was like the top spot for him.
Martintown?
Yeah, I kind of remember him leaving and saying that. This was the most active spot.
If anything, it's a beautiful, beautiful spot.
It's definitely got something there. We need to spend a little more time there alone.
Sherry Lee saw something up there, like up in the attic.
Well, they would do the solos there, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, Elaine, that was the place I rushed out of.
Yeah, that's the place you didn't rush out of. That's the place you ran out of. I've never seen
Yeah.
you run like that before.
And G said that there were heavy rocks being thrown.
Yeah, the
Really?
stones in the basement.
In the basement.
In the basement, 100% happened to like 5 different groups.
Full bitch stones were being thrown.
Yeah, they would be at complete other ends of the room. And then you'd hear a stone. Because it's all rocks down at the bottom, right? It's all stone. It's a stone basement.
Well, come on, guys, you got to review this and tag it so I can go and look at this, because I'm stuck
For
outside
sure
the
you
whole
would find
time.
that in review, because that's a loud noise. And it happened to
Yeah,
multiple
I
people.
know. It's just so many hours of footage. I want the investigators to join the group and go, hey, this is when the rock was thrown. I can click on that timestamp. And
Well,
like I
I've
said,
never
Martintown was crazy, man. Like, even Natasha saying Raggedy Ann. I've never seen Raggedy Ann go off like that upstairs. Like, it was wild there.
I've not been there. I'll review some stuff and see if I find stuff because I don't know.
Because there's no
I don't go in with any
yeah.
thoughts about it. So I'll see what I can find. I'll review some stuff.
all right. So shall we watch that clip that I have from the one
let's check
team
it
that
out.
did review? So where we go. So this is reviewed by Lelique. I hope I'm saying that right. Lelique. Eric, you're French.
I can't. Where is it?
Lelique. I don't know if you can see it on the side.
I can't see it. Where? Nope,
No,
not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. I'll just play the video. Let's just watch.
There you go, buddy.
If there's anybody here with me and you would like to communicate, please tell me your name. I think I heard Francois.
I heard bonsoir there.
Did you? Bonsoir.
Either way, it could make sense, right?
It could be. I mean, it's clearly a French voice coming through, but it's a pretty cool capture.
I never realized how creepy that ghost box looks on an infrared, like with the light coming out at the end.
Well, they had there's a flashlight on the top of it that not many people actually turn on. I think that's
what it was.
The difference,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was the only thing out of all the footage that was reviewed by people was that one.
It's a good one.
Voice anomaly from the SB11 Spirit Box. So that's all we have.
And in Martintown, there's no radio, there's no reception of anything there.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, it's a
Even
big
if- yeah.
pain. The only place we didn't go live. That's it.
We
Well,
couldn't.
The only
We
site
tried
that we couldn't go
everything.
live. We tried everything. Every
Neighbors,
neighbor
everything.
that you know. I won't say the name of the business, but Eric knows.
Oh my god. Let's just say we tried with every willing neighbor, and every
Yeah.
willing neighbor did everything they could to get us Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Sadly, it didn't work out for that weekend.
Yes, except
Yeah.
for a local business teasing us. Big tease. Big tease. And then
All right, move on.
I actually ate that pie.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
All right. Aaron's like, what?
I was like, I don't know. I'm late to
Even
the
Tori doesn't know the story.
Oh, there's
The
pie. I guess I'll
scariest
go
looking
next.
pie.
There-
It's not a
there's
good looking
pie
pie.
involved.
Not the good
Yeah.
kind of pie.
But I was entertained by the reviews from the establishment. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was after Martintown?
That would have been.
That was her last, wasn't it? That was the last for the summer. And
Cornwall.
Then we went to Cornwall.
Well, Cornwall was their last.
Murney.
Oh, Murney. Right.
No, we had Kintail before that.
Yeah, I wasn't at Murney. I was at Kintail. I think,
Yeah, so we had Kintail after this. We did have a Kintail in summer too, but I know that we don't have a lot of time to show clips. So I took one really cool personal experience. And, you know, this happens at the events. We all know this. Our family tend to come through when we're investigating. And, you know, I think that maybe our loved ones see it as an opportunity to communicate with us because we're out on the weekend with friends to attempt communication with spirits. So what better time to try to get a message through from a loved one? And we've seen this many times, whether it's one of the mediums watching the live feed, giving messages, or coming through the Ouija board or through the spirit boxes. And this is a mix of the Lagerbalink box and the Ovulus for a gentleman who did not get to see his grandfather before he passed. And this was during the lockdown. And we know how sad of a situation that was for many, many families. So I shared the clip with him today, and I'll play it here for you now. Just trying to see. All right, so I'm going to have to take this all down for this one. Cool?
Mhm.
And we'll see what you guys think.
Who's here with us right now? Clark. Who's Clark? Who's here with us right now? Clark. Who's Clark? Oh my god! It just said your freaking name!
That's awesome.
It just said Clarky!
No, it's like Clark.
It said Clark!
Yeah, which is his name, not Clarky.
That is
Who
so
else is here?
Which Clark is here? Pa? No. Which Clark is here? Pa? No. Speaking of our horses.
That's fucking cool. Dave. Dave. It just said your fucking name again.
How do you know my name? Self? What do you mean? Myself?
That's a yo man.
Common? We have the same name.
Dick, I just heard that. Wanna go explore?
What's my middle name?
Can you hear it with that? did what?
Did you ever work on a farm? Did you ever work on a farm?
Dave. Dave. Oh God. It keeps saying.
There's no way. No, I don't think that was Dave.
I swear to God. Yes.
Wow.
Dave.
What's my dad's name? Teacher. He was a teacher. What was his name?
Leave. I just heard leave. Leave. I just heard leave. Leave. Oh my God. This thing, as soon as we walked in, said his last name.
Oh my God,
It has said his name several
Adjust
times.
ears? This thing just said adjust ears. That's a 2.
Just ears. Very
I'm
cool.
sorry, I'm trying to listen.
Well, Ethel, you got a beautiful place here, that's for sure.
Me too.
I would love to come and visit again.
Thank you for letting us visit. Thank you for letting us visit. It's lighting up again.
Oh, there it goes.
Is this what they call like the witching hour where the lights go down?
Grandpa.
Grandpa. Who's Grandpa?
I am.
Oh, you are a grandpa. Who's a grandpa? Who's a grandpa?
Maybe your grandpa.
I better not be a grandpa. Soul. Oh, no.
Papa.
Oh, no.
Papa.
Yeah, Papa. That's me.
Moments now.
Wow. The activity is.
Alright. This place.
What's one of your best memories?
This keeps going off on constantly.
What's one of your best memories?
This keeps going off on constantly. You guys need to be in this room.
Yeah.
It's been going crazy. Just watch.
Yeah.
It's been going crazy. Just watch. Make the ball go off again. Human. Human?
What's one of your best memories?
Party? Did you hear party?
I did.
Party? Did you hear party?
I did. What's parties?
What was it? That's like, oh, it's a picture of it.
Yeah, it senses the heat. Eh?
Get everybody back up here. So, Aaron, you are the poetic one. So, what do you think? What do you feel from this?
I think that was incredible. I've never seen the Ovulus make that much sense, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teacher part caught me. I mean, it throws out professions all the time. And I sort of have a similar feeling about the Ovulus that you do, Elliot, where I'm kind of like, whatever. I ignore it most of the time. That was interesting. And there were other names in there. I heard a George. Before the Scott, I thought I heard a George.
Coming through the spirit box.
Yeah,
Through
but
the
I mean, that
light
place
yeah.
is just amazing. That's my favorite.
That room never disappoints.
The mill is crazy, man.
The mill is my favorite of
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of the places.
Can't go wrong with the mill.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite impressed by that. You know, the pop.
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You know, his first name, his last name, and his grandfather had the same name as him.
Wow.
Was the exact same name. They shared the name. And the most interesting thing is the word grandpa. I have never seen that come out of the Ovulus.
No, just
No.
Papa. I've seen Papa.
Ever. I've never seen
Yeah, I don't know.
grandpa come out of the
Oh, neither.
Ovulus. And the words that were coming together were kind of making sense of the
And that's
situation.
and that's what I kind of tell people when we're reviewing the Ovulus is that it's gonna make no sense until it does.
Exactly.
It's always amazing when people have those, you know, experiences from loved ones. I know Aaron's been there before on a few occasions.
It was the first time my grandfather showed up at an investigation, was at the mill as well.
I thought it was the Bullet House.
No, it was there.
It was at the mill.
I got him at the
I
tail end
remember
of the
that.
Bullock House. I didn't get to talk to him because I was being moved to a different
That's pretty
room.
much
So
when you and Kate were alone.
acknowledgement.
Yeah, you and
And then I
Kate
had
were
to go.
alone.
But the first conversation was at the mill, and my grandmother was there as well.
Was
But
that
I
on the Ouija?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it very friendly there, and I feel like if we do have relatives that show up to these things, they're being invited in to join the party, as it were.
It could be one big party of spirits there, because Robert and Ethel, you know,
They
Mackenzie,
like to
you know,
they
had,
like to entertain.
and
I
they
always
had
feel like they
seances.
love having us there, except for when all the times they tell us to leave. That's the only time where I'm like, what was that? Because it's not Ethel. She likes us, I think.
Well, for the most part, even our guests and our team is very respectful. So I think you know, there's been a couple that were questionable, but
Yes.
Yeah. I've been there many, many times alone at dusk, and I'm never super uncomfortable. But when you're outside in pitch darkness, that's when you're uncomfortable. There's something about the woods.
Yeah, that was
You know,
my
there's-
first experience this time with you guys, was being down at the mill at the end of the night.
Yeah.
David and
Yeah,
I couldn't get out of there fast enough. So
Yeah, the woods were just,
it's like, all right.
just something else. Great spot, and we'll definitely be back there in 2022. We'll definitely make a
For
stop
sure.
there for the season. So after Kintail, we would be Murney Tower,
Yes,
I
that
guess.
was Murney.
Now, there isn't a lot of reviewing for Murney Tower, so I do have one clip
Let's see it.
to show. So this was the challenge, where many teams did the challenge style event, so 90 minutes inside to investigate, and we'll see which team comes up with the best evidence. But so far, the only person to really do any, I don't know, I might have two. I don't know, let's see. Let's go back to Brent. Yeah, so we have Jane, who did some review, and let's see what Jane saw.
Well, there's no extra energy there.
Ron, what is that? 0.
Yeah, but like that's not us. No.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, it's got it.
That tickles.
What?
Did it just say that tickles?
Yeah.
Okay, something
That was
touched
my
it.
stomach.
Something touched it.
What was that?
That's just the door. It's just the door. So
No,
something
that was-
touched it.
That was like a horror movie sound effect, you know?
Can you touch the bear again? We brought it here for you to play with.
Do you want to be my friend?
Yeah, we do. Can you touch the bear? I've never heard it make a statement, so Really? You guys already have more action than I've ever
Did you
had.
catch that on video?
I think you were over there.
Yeah, I think he was.
We were watching the ball.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Oh, listen.
Yeah, I always tell people.
I don't know.
It's it's not as terrifying.
They come with me?
Yeah.
I love jumpy people.
That's amazing, though, that they got on camera that nothing touched it, as it said.
Yeah.
How many times do we show that that thing does not go off without being touched? You know, that's amazing.
The only other time I've seen it was earlier in the footage from Lurg Now.
That's insane. That's great.
I remember that group and I remember that moment because we had gone into that room because the cat ball was going off. And nobody was in there, and I was showing them how hard you had to jump on the floor to get it to move because they thought maybe they had done something, and then I heard it and I thought, wait a sec.
That's like perfect camera
I'm so happy
timing.
he got it on camera.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And how about that EVP anomaly there? That strange
was weird.
voice. I saw Aaron's face like jump back. Like what?
Well, it was clear, but
Yeah, but
weird.
I mean, you know, it was only like wasn't it like a mom and two sons?
Yeah.
So what? Where did that come?
And she was we were trying to encourage them to go down there. So like we weren't whispering anything. We were the only two females.
And it was a daylight group.
Yeah, it was the first group.
Interesting. So, speaking of whispering, we have another review from the Murney Challenge. A lot of tagging of whispering around a Ouija board session. Now, I don't know. It was Patty who reviewed this. I'm not too sure. It could be the people that were there in the room with them. And we know we tell people all the time, don't whisper, but they just naturally do it anyways. It's not their fault. It's just what we do when we're in the dark. Or if we don't want to be heard and there's investigating going on, people whisper. But these microphones are so sensitive that they will pick those up. So we'll play that and we'll see what you guys think. Is it someone in the room or is it possibly EVPs happening around this Ouija board session?
Tapos may tama.
Is there anyone here who can tell us how many soldiers lived in this building back in the 1800s? Are you afraid to converse with us? We mean you no harm. We just want to talk to you.
Is there anyone here at all? Is Jacob up here with us?
Do you know of Jacob? Possibly a soldier who lived here. Do you know of Jacob? Possibly a soldier who lived here. Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor?
Can you spell your first name?
E. Are you trying to spell your name? Are EC your initials? Are EC your initials? Can you write your own name? Your own name?
All right, let's get everybody back up. So the whispers of the Ouija board at Marnie Tower. I think it's a mix. I think some of them maybe the people in the room, but then other ones like no, and then
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
and then you know if someone is whispering in a room, I can usually make out what's being said to kind of say, yeah, that's a person. But then when you can't really make out what's being said and what you are hearing is something way out in left field that just doesn't make any sense, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
It's it's a tough location sound wise anyways.
Yeah.
But
Right.
the only thing I can throw in there is that towards the end, and I didn't include it of the Ouija board session, I did catch a male and a female whispering back and forth to each other, which kind of tells me, okay, they were whispering within the room while the Ouija board session was happening.
Okay.
But then again, a lot of those voices that were captured in that kind of whisper session does not match in with those two people whispering. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery. But we'll show it. Patty reviewed it, so thank you, Patty, for marking the Ouija session with the whispers. Trying to get this done before 8:20, because I know Corey is usually done by that time.
That's 8 minutes.
Yep, that's 8 minutes. So we have one. I forgot about National Ghost Hunting Day.
Oh, yeah.
So we have National
L'Oreal.
Ghost Hunting Day, so I have a clip from that review. And I don't have anything from the Cornwall review, because not much was reviewed yet. But what I did do is I found the footage of the streamer. So, so we can finish with the streamer. And on Halloween night, there was a loud, brutal, awful scream.
Man.
And nobody would admit to it.
Oh,
Eric and
man.
Aaron went in there and asked all of the investigators who screamed, and they're all like, I don't know. And
Yep.
it just freaked everybody out that there's this loud, you know.
Do you
It's like-
remember listening to the live footage after we went back to the hotel? When nobody
the
was
weird
there.
sounds.
Yeah,
I've
that
heard
was
it
so
since.
weird.
There's a lot of talking. Like you can pick up things. I
Yeah.
just haven't tagged any of it. So
Yeah. No, I mean, it's Cornwall is something else. So hopefully it works out and we're back there next season, because we
Absolutely.
didn't have enough room for everybody to come out and check out that spot. So
And we had to add nights on Halloween.
that place is nuts.
It is.
yeah. I mean, that's a place where I'm super uncomfortable. Like just
All
even
the time.
even in the daytime, walking to the end of
All
that
the
long
time.
hall, you know, by yourself to go and set up or get a piece of equipment or something. It's like you just get this feeling you want to run back.
The nurses' quarters is what gets me every time.
Yeah, I ran out of there. That's when
Yeah.
I was getting a trigger on one of the objects, and I went down to reset it, and it stopped as soon as I walked in the room, and I turned around
and
and
it
left,
kept
and
doing
when I
did
got
that
back
for
up,
me as well.
started
Yeah.
again. I was like, forget it. I'm done. I'm running back to find Eric. Eric will save me.
Always.
Yeah. So before we get to the streamer, we will just watch National Ghost Hunting Day. There's a clip there because it is a Lolita again who reviewed this, and she's putting in a lot of work in her reviewing, which is great. So let's find that footage, and I got to take all you guys down again, so my apologies.
No worries.
C'est quelle sorte de question? C'est quoi ton dernier nom, Petite Fruit?
Il y a quelque chose qui a été dit. C'est trop vite.
Ça semblait comme Chris. C'est quelle sorte de question? C'est quoi ton dernier nom, Petite Fruit?
Il y a quelque chose qui a été dit. C'est trop vite.
Ça semblait comme Chris. Ok, c'est tout ce qu'on peut lui demander.
Can you tell me what 2 plus 2 is? Can you tell me what 2 plus 2 is?
Est-ce que tu vas aller voir l'autre bord? Puis on peut revenir.
Ouais, on peut revenir. Oui.
La température, elle monte encore.
C'est à combien?
69.
69, mais le point 1, il a flashé.
Ah ouais, il est en train de monter.
Il est encore en train de monter. Là, c'est moi qui bouge la patente, là, mais...
À pointe à Kevin.
Non, elle est en train de bouger.
Ah, ok.
Est-ce que tu essaies de me dire non? Est-ce que c'est ça que tu veux me dire? Si c'est la réponse, croise-le, s'il vous plaît.
C'est difficile.
C'est à cause qu'elle veut qu'on chante plus. C'est ça? Tu veux qu'on chante
Frère Jacques, frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, ding ding dong, ding ding dong. C'est juste dans ma tête ou comme le flash est en même temps que le rythme?
Tu fais ça par exprès? C'est cute.
Petite Rude, est-ce que tu joues avec la température pour aller au rythme de la chanson? C'est ça. S'il vous plaît, croise-les.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Oh, elle contrôle!
T'es pas mal intelligente, toi.
On va peut-être me bouger pour le long.
Pour l'amour de Dieu.
Et elle va crazy, mais bâton est super contente. Check ça! Je bouge pas! T'es-tu contente, Petite Ruth?
Oh my lord! Wow, c'est quoi ça?
Comme, elle est super forte. Est-ce que tu peux montrer comment forte que t'es? Si oui, croise-les. Ok, fait que alors si t'es super forte, comme que tu me le démontres clairement, est-ce que tu peux jouer avec le petit ourson dans la basinette? Oui? Parfait. Va toucher le petit ourson, Petite Ruth, ça nous ferait tellement contents. Puis on va continuer à chanter, ça c'est sûr. Ouais, le petit ourson dans la basinette, c'est ça.
Let's get everybody back up. Typical L'Oreal jail. Always stuff going on. I did find it interesting that Georgie Bear, his nose was kind of going along with the music. Then once the music stopped, it just kind of smoothed out and just went to that solid blue for, cold air around it or ambient air around the sensor. So, I mean, weird things happen like that all the time at that location.
Absolutely.
That EVP though in the beginning, that kind of blew my mind when I heard that, and I was like, "What?" Like, I don't know. I should have probably added it a few more times, but then I guess you can go back and play it again through this live feed when it's over if you want to hear it over and over again. It was a very interesting EVP. So Cornwall, that's the last stop.
Cornwall was a good way to end the year.
Yeah,
it was.
no, it was fantastic. And, we don't have any of the clips to show you guys, just not much review has happened. I mean, we just finished uploading, all those video files to the groups, and there's still some missing, which I'm hoping, Corey, if you have some time, you can look at the cameras and see if I forgot to upload one. Because there's 2 groups, I believe, who are waiting for their footage, and I don't have it on my files, and it's not in the group. So, Corey, I think it would probably be one of the black cameras.
Okay.
But all you got to do is just open them up and just see if there's anything on them.
Yep.
Am I frozen again?
No, I thought you
just
were staring blankly into the screen again.
Oh, me or Aaron?
You try to find the next thought.
Well, with eyes these small, how do you know I'm staring?
Because you froze, your camera froze
whole
for a
body
second.
stops, everything.
Everything stops. Okay, so the streamers. Who do you guys think were the streamers? Well, I guess it's only Eric and Aaron who would
The first
assume.
group.
Yeah, we kind
It
of
has
all
to
thought
be that one guy with the
Yeah.
longer hair. I think he had longer hair.
longer hair.
I think so.
I think it's that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's strange how they wouldn't just admit to it, but
It's still terrifying.
it was horrible.
Like,
That was the word, like especially as facilitators, you're like, oh my god, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
The lady in black come out and grab somebody.
and to have everyone that you're going to say, "What do you mean?" It's like, what?
Yeah,
It
that
makes
was,
you feel crazy. Like what?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
So to the 3:00 group, Cornwall Jail on Halloween night, busted.
看到，这根本吓不到，真倒下，难度太大了。
So it was them, the little.
Well, yeah, of
fuckers.
course. I mean, they're filming with our cameras. Why?
How did
wouldn't
they
you guys,
think
if
they
you
were
guys are
going to get away
watching,
with saying like,
why
"No,
wouldn't
what do
you
you
just tell
mean?
us?
What we did?" You realize
mean-
what you're holding in your hand is
Yeah.
going to prove everything.
or our questions were lost in translation, perhaps.
Yeah.
Now imagine hearing that scream from a facilitator's area, 100 feet away.
Yeah, we were just
Shit.
hanging out.
Yeah, it was a blood curdling scream. Like we heard that from the courthouse. Like that was just, that was just crazy, crazy loud. Anyways, so that mystery's solved. So it's okay if you guys stream or play a joke. It's okay to tell us. We have it on camera anyways.
We will find
We'll always know. Yeah.
But I mean,
Oh,
it scared
man.
the other group because they're like, "What the hell's going on over there?"
Yeah.
I'm happy I don't ever investigate with people who run up on me like that.
I guess it started it helped for the group behind them, right? Like it set the feel for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny if you go to the live feed from the 31st at the Cornwall Jail, I timestamped when the stream happened, and you can see the reactions in the investigators, which is pretty funny. The startled,
Yeah.
But then after that, they just carry on like nothing happened. They don't go to investigate who screamed. They're just like, okay, let's keep talking to these jail cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hallway's scary enough without anybody trying to startle you.
Yelling. Exactly.
All right, so the contest. We're going to finish up with the contest. So this for us is a investigator appreciation for 3 years of people coming out. We love to see teams develop outside of coming to our investigations, people who want to invest in equipment, people who want to go and do their own investigations. So we are going to run a draw for a private investigation at one of our partnered sites. And this will probably be when we do our kind of setup or pre-stuff. We'll have you guys come down. We will equip you, and you will get to bring that equipment home for your own personal use. Now, this is only for people who have come to our investigations. This is not open publicly for everybody. This is specifically for people who have come out to the investigations and really want to start doing this stuff in their free time, and equipment is hard to come by. So we want to help you guys out. So what we will do is we will post a video on our YouTube channel this coming weekend. It will be a couple minutes long, and in that video there will be an EVP, right, that I or we already know about, and we want you to timestamp when you think that EVP is. And there'll be a few other you know, things you have to do on top of that, but that's kind of the run of it. So we're going to have that up this weekend, so keep your eye on our YouTube page, and we will post that video, and we'll also link it to our Facebook page and maybe Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, with all the instructions on what you have to do. Now this will run for the entire month of January, because we want to give everybody an opportunity who has come to the events to get their name in. If we just do it in a short window, then some people may miss it. We want to make it fair, because I mean, in the 4 years of doing this, how many people do you think we've had come out? I don't know, probably
3,000.
over 4.
Yeah,
4,000. Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
And we should probably make sure they private message us the timestamp, not
Put
not
their
comment,
answers
not
on the
comment on
comment.
it with their.
So other people see it.
Well, I mean, it could be anything, right? I can make it very complicated. You know, it could be a very loud environment where there's something very specific we're looking for. You know, so it's kind of forcing the investigators to do a little bit of reviewing of their own to try and, you know, find that EVP. Just not everybody has an ear for it, but some people really do. So I'll spend the next week finding that perfect clip, and I'll probably take it from one of our own private investigations, so we can take a look at some of that footage. And we'll have that up in the instructions for you by the latest on Sunday, and it will run until February 1st. And then we will do the draw, I don't know, maybe Valentine's Day or something. No, I think we'll all be busy Valentine's Day. I shouldn't say that. Well, let's say the first weekend of February.
There you go.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll have that up this weekend. So go to our YouTube, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We will be posting more videos to YouTube because we're learning from the investigations. A lot of people don't have Facebook anymore. So YouTube is a better place for us to post things so everybody can access it. And we will link that to our Facebook page. So other than that, it's good seeing you, Corey, Aaron, and Eric. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen each other, and I definitely miss, you know, doing these things. You know, the off season is always a bit dry, but you know, we do have to return to our personal lives and exit that, you know, fantasy of being 24/7 paranormal people.
It'll be back in no time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
So, thank you everybody for watching. We had a pretty decent
you.
turnout. We're hovering around
Absolutely.
20 all night, and good job to those who were reviewing. Thank you for taking the time and tagging some things for us to check out. And for those who haven't, please feel free to do so, but you don't have to. It's optional. It's all optional if you want to do the reviewing or not. So we'll have that up this weekend, and to all, have a good night and a Happy New Year.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.